All right, welcome to Yin Yoga, and in today's class we're going to get into the lower limbs. So we want to have a strap handy, definitely. I'm going to recommend a bolster as well because we'll get into the low back. As you can feel, the limbs tie into the hips and the low back. So this whole area is one connected unit. So let's come on to our backs. And the initial shape I like to come into on our backs is TP pose, knees together, feet apart, just to give the low back a sense of where it's at with maximum support. So creating that inward rotation of the hips, knees touch. Try to get the feet flat on the floor. That'll give you some feedback into the legs. And usually this position will flatten the low back into the mat, so you feel an imprint. Shoulders relax away from the ears, palms up. And use this time in TP pose to get a sense of your breathing. And if you can, keep the mouth shut. Breathe in through the nose and out through the nose. Let each new breath naturally grow deeper as you relax. And as the breath grows towards the limit of your maximal input, notice what happens to your spine and low back. As the breath gets very deep, the low back arches. And as you exhale, the low back sinks into the mat. So think about what that's doing to your low back. Inhale, arch. The low back tightens. Exhale, the low back flattens and stretches out. Start to exaggerate that movement through muscular activation. As you exhale, squeeze the glutes, tuck the tailbone, and press the low back into the mat. As you inhale, really arch the low back. So you can feel your spine moving in that cat-cow type movement. On the exhale, let the belly become very firm. Just like you would if you were expecting someone to punch you in the belly, you make it very tight, strong, and you feel the tailbone tuck when you do that. And then bring the left knee up into the ribs and hug the left knee into your ribs. Straighten the right leg out. And rotate that left foot. Rotate the other way. And then grab your strap. Bring the strap over that left foot. And extending left foot to the sky. Hold the strap with both hands to start with. Curl the toes back. And then start to lower the foot towards the floor. Curl the toes back even more. Push out through the heel bone. And then slowly lift that left leg up until you feel enough sensation that wants you to bend the knee or straighten the toes. And then lower back down. So waking up the left leg from the foot into the calf muscle. And when it comes up high enough, you'll feel it move into the hamstring and maybe into the low back. The secret here is to keep that left foot curled back. Now, the next time you come up to that position of delicious discomfort, so you feel plenty of sensation in the leg, but you're not overdoing it. You're not compensating by pointing the foot. You're not compensating by bending the knee. You've got your leg in that position where it can slowly dissolve the tightness in the calf and the hamstring. Now, every now and then, curl your toes back and notice how the toes keep creeping forward. Now, breathe in a non-reactive way, allowing the breath to be smooth and flowing. So that smooth flowing breath can be an example to your muscles to let go, to not overreact. Take both ends of the strap into that left hand and pick up the right knee. Squeeze the right knee into the rib cage. Curl the toes back a little more and see if that left leg can come back a little more. So changing the position of the right leg can give you a little more mobility here in the left leg. Play around with that. Keep the breath moving smoothly throughout all those experiences of sensation. Listen to your hamstring here. You should be feeling the hamstring. Now slowly open the gates here. Open the hips. Left leg comes to the left. Right knee to the right. Watch that left foot. Slowly bring the hips back towards each other. Release the right foot. Change hands. Right hand's going to take over the strap. Extend the right leg out. Left hand out to the left. Now push the right hip, the left hip away from you as you push out through the right foot. So you keep the hips square. And then slowly bring that left leg over the midline of the body, but keep the left hip grounded. So you're not trying to go for distance here. You're trying to keep that left hip grounded, and that's going to light up the IT band area of that left leg, that sciatic area. You're going to feel almost like a sciatic twinge. And watch that left foot doesn't cheat here. Now for those who can, you're going to roll onto the right hip and you're going to bring that left foot all the way over. Try to keep the left arm grounded. So you really feel this almost as a thoracic twist as you come over. Experiment with your head here, turning the head against the grain, away from the twist, or towards the twist, or straight up. And move the head in various ways until you feel, oh gee, it feels so different when I twist this way, when I twist this way, or that way. And then slowly bringing that leg up. Remove, let's keep the strap on. Let's keep the strap on. Let's floss the bottom of the foot for a while. Just floss. You can keep the head on the ground or you can come into a crunch, whatever you prefer. Now you can remove the strap. Point and flex the toes. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, lift the head up and grab the back of your hamstring with your hands. So you've got your hands wrapped around the back of the hamstring. And for those who want, you can start to climb up the back of the leg as high as you can. Walk your hands up the leg. That's it. And slowly slide the hands back down. Let the head come down to the ground. And slowly lower that left leg to the floor with control. Let both legs relax. Let the arms flop out to the side. Let's pick up the right knee here and hug the right knee. Rotate the right foot. Rotate the other way. And then grab your strap and we'll strap up the right foot heel to heaven. Both hands holding the strap. Notice how the hamstring feels on this side. And keeping the toes curled back, start to lower that foot towards the ground and lift up. Feel out the right leg. What's going on in that right leg today? Get really interested in that right leg. How's it feeling? Notice how far up the leg comes before the hamstring kicks in. And the next time you come up, pause and hold the hamstring stretch. Toes curled back. Smooth your breath into the muscle. Almost like you're inhaling into the muscle itself. And then bring both hands into, both ends of the strap into that right hand, the leg hand. Pick up the left knee and hug the left knee into the ribs. And notice how the low back starts to benefit now when you bring that left knee up. The low back stretching out, rounding out. And that may give you a little more leverage on that right leg back towards you. So now bringing that right leg out, left knee out, you start to come into the splits here and keep curling the toes back. Notice how the breath is flowing or not. Come back to breathing in and out through the nose, keeping the breath fluid and smooth. As you slowly bring the hips back, right leg comes up, release the left leg to the floor. Change hands on the strap. Extend left leg, extend right arm. Push right hip away from you so you really feel the hips nice and grounded on the mat here. This is going to light up the outside of that right leg. And carefully, millimeter by millimeter, start to creep it over the midline of the body. It doesn't take a lot, at least in my experience, for the outside of that right leg to get a lot of sensation going, especially when you work on bringing the toes back over and over again. So there's 3 critical points. You push the right hip away, you push heel to heaven, curl the toes back. And it doesn't take much more than that, with a little bit of twist over the midline before we roll onto the left hip, keeping the left shoulder grounded, coming over now, bringing that right foot towards the floor. Play with the position of your head here. Turning left or right or both. And notice how it is to breathe when we have a twist involved. Slowly bring that right leg up, and you can floss your foot. Wake up, foot. Wake up, wake up, wake up. And when you're ready, you can take the strap off. Take a deep breath in, exhale, lift the head, and grab the hamstring with your hands. So you're in a crunch here. The low back is stretching out, pushing into the mat. And you can really accentuate that by climbing the leg. So it's a strong abdominal movement. Bring your nose towards your knee more. And then slowly climb back down the leg. And taking 3 or 4 seconds to lower the right leg with control. Once that right leg is on the ground, you can relax. And bending both knees. Bring the left knee over the right knee and floppy shin. Bring the arms out 90 degrees. And then stop the flop. Push down with the right foot, lifting the hips into the air. So you're using all the strength in your right leg to lift the hips and the left leg up. While the hips are up, twist the hips to the right. Bring the right hip down to the ground. Twisting the knees to the right. Play with the position of your head here, looking against the twist. Looking neutral. and then looking with the twist. And depending on what felt the most interesting to you, turn your head and hold that position for a few breaths. Inhale the head to neutral, lift the knees, pick up both knees and squeeze both knees towards you. Widen the knees so you come into the splits. So knees are bent, you're pulling on the shins of the knees. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, lift the head up, looking between the thighs. Hold the abdominal crunch. And then slowly come down, crossing right knee over left floppy shin, opposite side. Stop the crunch, the flop. Bring the left foot in a little closer as you press down and lift the hips up into the air. So the left leg taking the weight of the body up. Roll onto the left hip and twist to the left. Explore with your neck. Look towards the twist. Neutral. And again the twist. And then you choose for a few breaths which head position you want to hold for the next few breaths. Bring the head to neutral, lifting the knees, uncross the knees. Pick up both knees, hug them towards you. Take a deep breath in, and as you exhale, crunch up, crunch up. Slip your hands behind the hamstrings. So your hands are being covered by the knee joint. And in that crunch, see if you can keep the knees bent, but bring the heels to face the sky. Now, keep the legs in this position, but lower the head slowly. And change the position of your hands to the inside of the thighs, pulling the thighs down towards the ground. Some of you can reach up and grab your feet and do the same thing into Happy Baby. Make sure your head is on the ground or on a block. There's no strain in the neck here. And then slowly release the thighs or the feet. Drop the feet to the floor, knees together, feet apart, TP pose. Clasp the hands under the head. Take a very long, slow, deep breath in through the nose. Fill up the lungs. And then exhale, lift the head off the ground and push the low back into the ground. And slowly close and wrap the forearms around the skull. Start to squeeze into the skull if that's appropriate. And some of you can lift the back of the skull up. Squeeze it between the hands and lift. Holding that position, lift the knees up, crunch up into a little ball, and roll onto one side. Keep holding the head, using your arm as a cushion for the head. And from here, make your way up onto all fours. Hands under shoulders, knees under hips, point the toes, and lift the chin, arch the back. Drop the chin, drop the head, tuck the tailbone, round the back. Do that twice more in your own time. Take your time. And then widen the knees and start to sink back, melt back towards your heel bones. If this is too intense for your feet, bring something under the ankles of the feet like a rolled up towel. Bend the elbows and bring the head down towards the ground. And then rest your head on stacked hands or fists or block or the mat. Breathe into child pose. And then slowly come up. Grab a block if you have one, or you can use a rolled up towel or blanket. And come to a seat on the block or on the rolled up towel or blanket. And stand the feet wide for a moment on the edges of the mat. I like to call it campfire pose. Imagine you're sitting around a campfire and your elbows are locked around your knees. But try to make the opening wide enough to kind of let the belly nestle between the thighs, and then you're going to start to pull yourself forward towards the ground here. I like to wrap my fingers under the feet. Some people grab their shins, or you can simply push your elbows into your thighs. It's like you're giving yourself the splits here. You'll feel this in the hips. And see if your hands can reach your toes and start to massage your toes out just by squeezing them between the thumb and the fingers. You can pull the toes back into a nice stretch. Be careful with the big toes. There's a lot of bone and muscle in that big toe area. Well, maybe not muscle, but a lot of gristle and bone and stuff. You might massage the arches a bit. Back of the Achilles. And then take your right leg and then place it underneath the left leg. And try to bring the knee to the floor. If the knee doesn't reach the floor, prop it up with a blanket or a towel. It's going to help if you sit towards the edge of your seat here so you're not sitting too far back. Have your strap handy. And then cross the left foot over that right knee. And start to walk the left foot kind of out to the side body. So the knees are getting closer and closer together. And you should feel that on the left glute, right down through the left sciatic area. Sit up nice and tall here, shoulders back and down. Take a deep breath in and exhale. Simply turn the head to the left. Inhale, sit up tall, and exhale the head back to neutral. Exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale, the head to neutral and grab your strap and put it over the top foot, top ankle. So that's the left foot, I'm assuming. reach the left hand behind the back and grab your strap. So you come into a half bind. So your left hand is pulling that foot back. And right hand crosses the midline of the body. Left shoulder comes back more so you feel that twist. Sit up tall. And exhale, gently turn the head to the right. Take 10 slow, deep breaths. Breathe slowly. As you exhale, try to sit up taller. As you sit up taller, deepen the twist. So each long, slow breath you get taller and you might find a deeper twist. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Sit up taller. Exhale the head slowly to neutral. Relax the grip on the strap. And slowly bring that left arm back to the lap. And continue lengthening the spine as you exhale. Crown of the head comes up. And then slowly release the legs. Come back to campfire pose. And once again, you can massage your feet if you like. Hips are open. You can drop your head if you like. And then slowly come up, and we'll do the opposite. So the left knee comes down first. Ground the left knee with your blanket or towel if you need. Cross the right foot over. And once you cross the right foot over, you might have to adjust your seat. Now the secret here is if your seat is low, it's going to be a little more challenging. If your seat is higher, it should give you a little more range of motion. But sitting at the edge of the seat, tilting the pelvis forward is a big tip. Let your breathing Come back to that LSD breath, long, slow, deep. Exhale, sitting taller. Exhale, turn the head to the right. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, the head left. Inhale, neutral as you grab your strap and hook it over that right foot this time. And then the right hand comes behind the back, looking for the strap. And once it finds the strap, you can tug on it and tighten that internal rotation of the hips. Left hand crosses over the midline of the body, so you get that torso twist to the right. Exhale the head to the left. And now your work is to lengthen the spine. With each breath, you sit up taller. And as you sit up taller, just notice if that allows you to deepen, bring that right shoulder back more. Keeping the left shoulder relaxed. So you're deepening the twist without straining, but using the natural cycle of the breath and the length of the spine. Inhale ahead to neutral. Release the strap and let the right hand rest on the lap. Exhale, sit taller. Exhale, relax the shoulders. and come down onto your belly into crocodile pose. Stack the hands under the forehead. And bring the legs out widely, toes point out, Charlie Chaplin style. While we're in this shape, we're going to practice alternate nostril breathing using the two thumbs. So taking the right thumb, cover the right nostril, inhale left nostril, and then switch. Left thumb covers left nostril, exhale right nostril, inhale right, switch back to the right thumb, covering right nostril, exhale left. So position your hands and thumbs so there's no discomfort as you do this. And only use a gentle covering of the nostril, no need to squeeze the nostril. And keep going till your breath becomes very tranquil, very calm. See if you can slow your breathing down. Keep the shoulders relaxed. Keep the alternate nostril going. On the next exhale, prop yourself onto your elbows. Grab your opposite arms. And then drop the palms to the floor. Lift your chin, lift your eyes. And then exhale, drop your chin, drop your eyes. So nod your head slowly up and then down. Be careful not to react here in the shoulders. Let the shoulders keep relaxing. And then bring your head to neutral, relax the shoulders. Exhale, turn the head left. Inhale, neutral. Exhale, the head right. Turning the head left and right, slowly. Keep relaxing the shoulders as you do that, resisting the temptation to react in the shoulders. And then roll onto the side body and curl up into a little ball, resting your head on your arms. Slow, deep breaths here. And then carefully press yourself up to a seated position, kneeling or cross-legged, or campfire pose, or legs extended. Find the position that suits your legs at the end of practice. And then gently bring your hands onto your hips into Wonder Woman stance. Push down on the hips. And feel as you push down on the hips, feel the flood of energy move right down through the hips, through the low back, through the abdominals, into your legs. Feel grounded. And let your Wonder Woman smile come onto your face. Namaste. Thank you, everyone.